It is Tuesday, October 9th, 2018. Thank you all for tuning in to the sneedmobiletech YouTube channel. Before I get going with today's video, I just want to apologize. No videos last week. I was actually feeling pretty terrible. I was fighting the flu for the last 6 or 7 days. But I'm feeling much better now, and I wanted to catch up on some of the things that have been happening over the last couple of weeks. So today I'm going to cover some content that's coming out of T-Mobile, as well as a little bit of news coming from Sprint. So I'll go ahead and jump right into the video, and then I'll tell you guys what I'll be doing over the course of the next couple of days and later on tonight. So in terms of T-Mobile news, T-Mobile does have a new hire. I believe it's pronounced Sunit Patel, and they are going to be leading the new T-Mobile company, which is the merged T-Mobile and Sprint. So this new hire starts as of October 1st, so he is officially in his position. His job description is to serve as the executive VP. He is going to address any business issues as it pertains to the merger, and as well as integration lead between the two companies. So he's going to be integrating the new T-Mobile as Sprint and T-Mobile as a merged company. So from the business side, he'll be addressing all of those issues. And pretty much the only person he reports to directly is going to be the president and COO of T-Mobile, which is Mike Sievert. Now, in terms of experience in his position, it looks like he was a member or a leadership position at Level 3 Communications, which underwent a merger with CenturyLink in 2017. So it's pretty apparent that they were looking for somebody who has experience with merging large companies, whether it was through acquisition or merger. It looks like they wanted to pick somebody who had experience in this particular type of deal, and they wanted to make sure that they have somebody who knew what they were doing. So that's pretty good news for T-Mobile. I think it's a good idea to go with somebody that has done it before. So this is something I think that T-Mobile had to do. They don't want to drop the ball on this merger, and they know they want to do things the right way. And I think that's the best way to go, is to go with experience. All right, so the second thing we're going to transition to, excuse me guys, I'm going to slide this up a little bit. Layer 3 TV branding has hit T-Mobile stores in a flurry. So previously we didn't get a lot of information about Layer 3 TV, but now we have what's kind of become like a soft launch of sorts. So the Layer 3 TV branding is all over T-Mobile stores now, all across America. It's hitting more and more more and more markets as we speak. So over the course of the last few weeks, Pete Burrell, shout out to you, my friend, brought this to my attention. It was in his hometown, I believe in Colorado, where they have this service, and they've had the equipment there in the stores for at least a month or two, I believe. So now we're starting to see more and more of these products inside of T-Mobile stores all across different markets of America. Now you guys can see here in the screenshot there, you have two different set-top boxes and a single remote control. You have the larger one, which is for the primary TV, the smaller one for more like a secondary TV in a bedroom or something like that. And you can see the remote control right there on the right-hand side. And I believe the box service itself, the one box, the larger box that it comes with, which covers the primary cost of the service. The smaller one on the left-hand side, that one is a $10 add-on. So there is a little bit of a charge whenever you add a box, just as with all other companies and what they charge. So from what I understand, people are experiencing very, very fast channel surfing. They're really liking the service for people that have already received it. I believe the charge is $90 per month for existing T-Mobile customers and $110 if you are not a T-Mobile customer. So apparently there are tons and tons of channels. I'm hearing over 275 channels are available to you. So there is a lot of TV value in this type of bundle. If you're a TV person, this might be something for you to consider. Now, what's going to be interesting to see in the future is, as soon as T-Mobile gets its 5G residential going, how do they incorporate Layer 3 TV bundling services with their 5G residential? So I think it's going to be interesting to see over the course of the next maybe year or two. Definitely by 2020, 2021, we expect to see T-Mobile residential 5G bundled with this particular service and with these hardware items here. So we'll be on the lookout for that, and we'll be looking out for any developments from T-Mobile's 5G side. All right, next, a little bit of news coming out of Metro by T-Mobile. We've got to make sure that we call it by its rebranded name. So Metro by T-Mobile has some big news here. Metro is going to see 5G service in 2019. Now this is actually pretty big news. So T-Mobile has made the announcement after the big Metro rebrand a couple of weeks ago. The source of this announcement did come from Neville Ray. and he is T-Mobile's network executive. So T-Mobile's 5G, which is set for a 30-city launch next year, is going to include Metro in this. So Metro customers rejoice. Metro by T-Mobile is planning to be the first prepaid carrier to offer true 5G service. And I've already been seeing a lot of different ads for the new Metro by T-Mobile. I've been seeing it on lots of TV ads. I've been seeing it on YouTube ads. I've been hearing and seeing it on Pandora and Spotify, as well as FM radio stations. So they're pushing this Metro by T-Mobile thing pretty hard, and they want people to know about the service, and they want to know that it is offering a certain amount of value and a higher performance than most typical prepaid carriers. So all of this is going on from T-Mobile, and this is all pretty good news, and it's interesting to see they become very aggressive with the Metro side, which is really nice. All right, I'm going to slide over to some news coming out of Sprint. Now this, again, is not, brand new. This was something that was of news last week, but I'm kind of catching up here. And I'd like to hear your thoughts and opinions on these things. So in terms of Sprint news, Sprint has publicly and formally, to the FCC, degraded and defamed its own LTE network. What Sprint actually did was they used a diagram displaying the LTE footprint of their network in comparison to the other big three carriers. So that would include T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T. So they wanted to see how they stacked up. They wanted the FCC to see all of their shortcomings in terms of their network coverage. So the map that it depicted was a lot different than the map that Sprint puts in its own store. So it makes you kind of question, like, which map is the real map? Is it one that shows that they have good coverage that competes, or is it this map that they showed the FCC that shows that they're behind and they suck? So if you ask me, it's probably the one where they're convincing people that they suck. Maybe that's a little exaggerated, but it's definitely not as good as they've been advertising in the stores and on their commercials, saying that their network is really, really good. And it's a good value. So in terms of the intention of this particular filing and this formal declaration to the FCC, it's just Sprint waving the white flag and trying to get somewhat of a convincing message to the FCC so they can approve the merger. So they've cited their inability to compete, their inability to grow and perform in comparison to the other networks in the market. They have stated several times that they have many severe challenges in terms of their business segment. Sprint has been making a lot of mistakes over the course of the last 10 years or so. Back in 2008 with the WiMAX, instead of using the universal LTE protocol, the Nextel purchase was a complete fail and blunder. Billions in debt ever since that purchase. The network overall is just poorly performing, and they haven't caught up to the other carriers. So while the other carriers were dumping billions into renovating and retrofitting and improving the network, Sprint has been just sprinkling CapEx into their network, and they haven't been able to keep up with the demands from the capacity side and the coverage side. So, Sprint's had some high churn issues. They've been losing a lot of subscribers recently. They haven't been able to add. They haven't been able to retain. Even, the only thing they've been able to add are free lines. I don't know what type of business you're in if you're giving people free service. There's no profitability in that. So, and throw in the fact that to just indicate all of this going on, Sprint has just finally launched their voice over LTE, and they've done so in a very spotty, inconsistent, and a very beta type of manner. So, they don't really need to convince the FCC much. Sprint has been lacking in their performance for a while, and I think this is just an indicator of what they've been covering up or hiding or lying about over the course of the last 5 or so years. So that pretty much wraps it up for this video. I'd like to hear your thoughts and opinions on any of the topics from either T-Mobile or Sprint. Let me know what you guys think about the things that I've talked about here. I know some of it's from last week, but I just wanted to get it out there so we can kind of play catch up. And then if you all are interested, I'll be launching a Patreon video tonight covering all that was declared in the Google event 2018, which took place today. I think it was like at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in New York City. Many new products, the Pixel 3 phones, which is something that we're probably more in tune with since this is more of like a smartphone and network technology type of channel. So I'm going to cover all the home products, I'm going to cover all the software features, all the AI stuff, all the Pixel stuff. So if you're interested in that, join us on the Patreon video. I'll be launching that tonight, so I'll put a link in the description below. So thank you all for watching the video. I appreciate you guys taking the time to do so. Thank you for your continued to support me. As well as, if you could, please share the video, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, ding the bell to be notified whenever I upload new content. This is Sneed from TMobile Tech, and I will see you guys on the next video. Peace.